Hello, 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 my planner friends. I hope that this video finds you having a wonderful day, and I hope that you have a great start to your new year 2026. Personally, I have not had the best start, and I actually had shared a little reel of this earlier because I didn't want to miss the opportunity to share my 2026 goals, but unfortunately I wasn't able to really talk them through and go over them and explain the reason behind them. And that's because right before Christmas, my entire family got sick. There are 6 of us in this house, and all 6 of us, I don't know if it was the vid or if it was the flu, but we had everything. The cough, the sore throat, the aches, the fevers. It was terrible. And we honestly didn't even start getting better until like late last week. So from all through Christmas, Christmas Eve, all through Christmas, all through the new year, our entire household was just violently sick. On top of that, right before Christmas Eve, I had a run-in with one of my Siberian Huskies. And if you've been around for any amount of time, and you may remember, a couple of years ago, I believe it was like 2021, my Huskies caused me an injury. I had an accident with the Huskies, and they caused me a very serious injury. To this day, I have like a huge chunk of my left breast, like about a quarter of the tissue is necrotic. There's this huge knot, and it's kind of deformed now. But as serious as that accident was, it could have been so much more serious because I landed on a stump, which is what damaged the tissue in my breast, but I fell into a tree, and a head injury could have been way more serious than what I was. But anyway, that was a while back, and now I had a run-in with the baby husky, who is actually 3 years old now and strong as an ox, and he damaged my knee. He caused me a knee injury, which I have been, to this day, 2.5, almost 3 weeks later, still dealing with. And on top of that, because the injury was not healing up, not getting any better, and actually progressively getting worse, I decided to go to urgent care to just rule out and make sure that the knee wasn't dislocated or that nothing was fractured from the incident. And luckily, no, the knee is not dislocated and there's no fracture. But unfortunately, much to my dismay, shock, surprise, and just I have no idea what to think right now. The x-ray did reveal severe osteoarthritis in my right knee. And they think that that's why the injury is so severe, is that because the arthritis, I guess, is at a severe state, and that when he ran into me and twisted my leg, that it just exacerbated the arthritis. So I'm on medications for that, and I have to follow up with ortho, and there could be surgery in my future. So I'm still a little scared about that, a little anxious, a little nervous, and still just kind of in a little bit of shock because I didn't know about this, But anyway, all that aside, I would like to share with you my new goals for 2026. And I kind of set this up a little differently. I actually saw a layout like this on Pinterest, and I really liked it. And I wanted to try this instead of just writing a list of goals and then just, sometimes you just write a couple of things that you want to do. These are kind of more streamlined. They're kind of more deliberate, more intentional, more precise. So I kind of just wanted to share those with you. And so the first thing I have is 3 things I would like to achieve this year. And one is to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. One is teach my first Zumba class. And that's really crazy because I did create these before this leg injury and before this diagnosis of arthritis. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. But it's still going to be my goal that by the end of 2026, even if I have to get certified in Zumba Gold and teach a Zumba Gold class that's little, lower intensity, a little slower steps, no jumping, no twisting, I'm going to do this. And my other goal is to lose 100 pounds by the end of this year, which now that's more important than ever because being overweight is a huge factor that has to do with the arthritis. Every pound I can lose, 4 pounds of pressure off the knee. And right now, more than ever, this is critical. So this is a list of this year. This year, I will quit being lazy, which I say that I didn't have a great start, again, with the leg injury and the illness. I am so far behind on my house chores, my schoolwork. I'm so far behind on everything, but it wasn't about being lazy. I was sick. I was injured. Once I get past all of this and kind of get back to closer to my 100%, I will stop being lazy. I will start being intentional. I'm going to be so much more intentional with everything I do. I will do what needs to be done, whether that's with the house, the chores that need to be done, schoolwork, my nutrition, my diet, exercise. What needs to be done is going to be the priority. I will learn my Zumba choreos. Again, I may have to do chair Zumba for a little while until I get all my mobility back. Right now, I still have a lot of pain. I can't put all my weight on my right foot because of the knee. I can't do any twisting at all. I'm limping. So I might have to just start out with some Zumba chair choreos to learn to begin with. I will build a welcome home. I just want to have one of those homes that when people come in, whether it's family, friends, whoever it is, I want it to feel warm and inviting. I want them to feel welcome and at home here. I will see the beauty around me. Ever since we left Florida, Georgia's my home. It's been my home. It's my birth home. And there's nothing wrong with Georgia. I love Georgia. But ever since I left Florida, I've had this little bit of negativity and kind of bitterness about how much I miss Florida. And I just haven't really allowed Georgia to be my home since we came back. And that's been, almost 7 years now. So I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna be more welcoming to everything that is around me. I will try something new. I'm not sure what that is yet. My husband got me a Cricut for Christmas. I still have not gotten it out of the box, and I need to do an unboxing for that. So I want to try to do something crafty maybe. I will be kinder and softer. Over the years, a lot of things have transpired in my life, and I've worked in healthcare for 20 years. Over the time, I have become a little cynical and a little hard, and I don't want to be like that anymore. I will have more patience. Now that's easier said than done, but it's something that I'm really going to work on. I will eat clean 80-20. Now, obviously right now, learning about this arthritis, I need to have like a anti-inflammatory diet. I need to eat more clean now than I ever have. But that's definitely something I'm going to be making a priority. I will make memories, whatever it is, with my grandchildren, with my husband, with my family. I'm going to make memories this year. I will accept change. Again, Georgia, leaving Florida. This new adjustment in my life with having to learn to live with arthritis. I'm going to accept the changes. I'm going to embrace them, and I'm going to, I'm going to make the most of everything. I will grow in my faith. Most of you may not know, but probably maybe about 11, 12, somewhere between 10 and 12 years ago, I actually made a decision for myself to step away from the church, renounce my faith, and I've kind of lived as an agnostic at best, between agnostic, atheist-ish, for the past 10 to 12 years. But recently, some things have happened that I have kind of felt, I don't really know how to explain it, and I know everyone's faith and their personal relationship is completely personal, but I have been feeling like this calling, almost like being called home kind of feeling, if that makes sense. But I feel like I'm being led to return to my faith. And that's something that I have started this year out working on. And I will invest in the future. I'm going to start being more diligent with my budget, my money, savings. I want to have a home. I'm tired of renting, and I'm going to invest in my future. Okay, I know that was a little long-winded, but 6 things I would like to change this year. I want to strengthen my marriage. I want to change my bank account to the good, not to the bad. All of my relationships, my family, my children, my grandchildren, I just want to make those so much better and stronger. My cluttered house. Before the knee injury and the flu, I actually have been working on trying to declutter these rooms in my house. That was my goal, to go into 2026 with a decluttered house. Obviously, the injury and the illness derailed that. But once I get back again to my mobility, we're hitting it hard. We're getting this house decluttered. I'd like to change my career. Now, I've worked in healthcare for 20 years, and the job that I have is a full-time job where I work from home for a hospital system. Obviously, I'm in no position to walk away from my job, and I do not intend to do that. But once I get to where I get the strength back in my leg and work on the Zumba choreos, I would like to add that to my career and be a real, true Zumba instructor. And my health. Obviously now, more than ever, I've got the high blood pressure working against me. I got the elevated A1C, prediabetes working against me. And now I have this arthritis and potential knee surgery that I'm looking at. And my health has got to be my priority this year. My intentions and purpose. I want to have more disciplined routines. Like, I used to be so diligent with my Fly Lady routines, and I've kind of fallen off of those. I want to get back into set routines that are non-negotiables. Focused energy. When I'm working on a task, I want all of my energy focused on that task at one time. No distractions, no ADHD mind dragging me off into 47 different directions. Building a legacy. And that's everything I'm going to do for those babies, my grandchildren. And rebranding myself. Again, that kind of comes back to the faith, my health, my, a lot of these things that I want to do. My word of the year, if you saw that, was different. And it's about being different than every other year before. And so rebranding myself is being a completely different Tina than I've been for the last few years because I'm not happy with her. I'm not happy with where she's at, and I want to see her make some changes. This year I would like to visit. Obviously, it's nothing fancy. Clearwater Beach, Miami, Key West. Obviously, Florida is always going to be on my go-to list. I want to visit more state parks. We always get a state park pass every year, but there's about 3 state parks in Georgia that are like our go-to parks that we go to every year. I'd like to venture out and see more of Georgia's state parks because we have some really great state parks here in Georgia. Ringgold, it's nothing fancy, and I've been there hundreds of times, but I just love that little town, and I hope that we get a chance to go up there this year. And of course, Gatlinburg, and that's going to be kind of more toward Christmas. Gatlinburg at Christmas time is just perfect. Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, the whole area. I just love that at Christmas. So that's kind of what I'd like to do this year, is go to Gatlinburg for Christmas. My New Year's quote is from Abraham Lincoln, and it says, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." And that's what 2026 is all about, creating the future that I want. This year, I will read 10 pages a day. Obviously, I am a little behind on that because, again, being sick, nursing an injury. I will read 12 books, and that's 1 book a month. Of those, 3 are going to be fiction, 2 biographies, 4 textbooks, and 3 self-help books, which my first book that I'm currently reading for January is a self-help book. And then I have my family goals. More date nights with my husband, a family birthday trip, because my birthday, my husband's birthday, my daughter's birthday, my son's birthday, and my daughter-in-law's birthday are all in March. So that's something we used to do every year, is take a family birthday trip in March. And that's something that I really want to do again this year. We haven't gotten to do that in a couple of years. I want to, 2 weekends a month at least, have my grandchildren over. One of my grandsons lives with me, but I have my 2 granddaughters and 2 grandsons that live in another county. And so I want to have them come over more often. I want to take family road trips, whether it's my husband and I, my daughter that lives with me, and grandson that live with me, or whether we get all together, my son, daughter, all the grandkids, just something out of town. It doesn't have to be a weekend. It doesn't have to be a long trip, just like a little drive to Helen or just a little drive somewhere. But I want to take a little more road trips. And then, because my daughter and my grandson live with me, I would love to have family game nights, because that's something that we used to do when the kids were younger, and it was so much fun. And we got some new games for Christmas, and we haven't even gotten them out of the box yet. And I think that would be fun to, at least once or twice a month, have a family game night. So anyway, I apologize for this video being so long-winded. But again, I had a lot to say and a lot to go over. And so this is my goals for 2026. If you've made it to the end of this video, as always, thank you so much. It truly means the world to me when you take time out of your day to watch my videos. And I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye.